And good evening, everybody. This is Michael Filighera. I am with logicalsignals.com and also tradershelpingtraders.com. And this is the Elliott wave update for the S&P 500 for Monday, August 16th, 2021. The market followed through on the analysis that I presented last night, which continues to give confirmation to the overall count that I have in place right now for the S&P. The market did pull back in a fourth wave. It took a little while for it to get going, in fact, until our opening. But overnight in globex, we did see them begin to push it down towards 4,440. And although we did start the day trying to push higher, and we had a moment like it was like they looked like they were going to do it, but we did end up dropping into that support zone. So once we had reached 440, that could have been the completion point. But then, of course, we got a continuation. So once it broke again below that 440 level, it was pretty much a straight line back down to 44.35, which was our next zone. And then we had Fibonacci below it at 44.27. It got down to 32. So it decided to split the difference and got halfway between the 2 points. And that was it. Came down and gave another check on that a little bit later, but then blasted off. So I've been able to, yesterday I put in the minute 3 completion, and today I'm putting the minute 4 completion in here. And that then suggests that we're in the final minute 5th wave to complete minute 5, complete minor 5, complete intermediate 5, and complete primary 5. We're completing a very large rally in pieces. So we've got the completion point of minute 5, which is going to coincide with minor 5, which are going to coincide with all the rest of them. So now let's take a look at the Fibonacci extensions that we have built along the way to see where are the possibilities that this market could go. Okay, first of all, I can count 5 up on the hourly, excuse me, on the 30-minute chart to signify that we have put at least wave 1 of 5 in. We reached a resistance zone where this wave 5 would be equal to 0.618 of that third. We did that already. So common place for it to complete and to finish, but I don't think so. And so I would take this as wave 1. And the reason that I don't think so is because I don't have a cluster. If I start getting a cluster, those clusters are going to be for minute 5, minor 5, and intermediate 5. Those are the clusters I'm looking, where could this all complete? And we have them up above. They continue to now hover around 4,500. And that's where it begins. So this is just wave 1. And we do a wave 2 pullback. Then wave 3 should easily get to this level. And for 4,504 is where wave 5, minute wave 5, would be equal in length to minute wave 3. Doesn't look like it, but this is going straight vertical versus more time was burnt than price was gained. So it is right here. Now, this level, the 0.236, is where the intermediate 5th wave would be equal to 0.236 times the length of the intermediate 3. That's a 4,507. That's our first little spot. And I've been calling it there for quite some time, but now we've got more background. Now we've got more to go on in terms of structure. And if this is wave 1, it will be exceeded. So now let's continue to move higher. Now we've got a little bit different because now this level, which is 4,530, I'm going to call it, is where minor wave 5 would be equal in length to minor wave 3. Also common. And then also wrapped around that, we have some additional for the minute level. This would be where it would be equal to wave 3, and here is where it would be 1.236 times the length of wave 3, and here it would be 1.382 times the length of wave 3. So that zone just got a little congested because we can complete, we've got a place for intermediate 5. So we know anywhere above this, intermediate 5 can complete without a problem. And then we start to see how they line up with the others. This one becomes a higher candidate, could complete the whole thing. Again, based on the structure, maybe it only completes wave 3. I don't know. We still have to let the market tell us. So I'm going to continue to go up. Our next zone becomes a little bit more thick because now we're getting into 1.236 minor 5 equal to minor 3, getting up there. And we're getting up to where minute 5 would equal 200% of minute 3 right there. But minute 5 can extend, even though minute 3 extended, 5 should form 5 waves of its own. Not necessarily including this long extension that we had within minute 3, but it can certainly extend up into this level. Going above that level is a very big extended wave. Our next zone that involves all 3, minute 5, minor 5, intermediate 5, is up here at 4680 to 4700 basically. But that's where it surrounds. 83 to 95 with spillover above. We do have some here, but they're all related to the minor 5th. So if it can get up this far, I would kind of think it's going to get up closer to where intermediate 5 can join the party and have a cleaner exit level. So we stopped counting the minute, but it certainly could extend. And it would just be above, it would be 300%, but it can continue to go. So we do have these levels, and I'm not really intending to go much higher than that based on the fact that I'm already in a minute 5 that's already started. So, but we could get up towards 4600. I do think that that can be in the cards. What level of probability do I want to give that? What percentage? I don't think it's even 50% right now. I think what more is definitely in the picture solidly is all of this from 4,500, actually from 44.95 up to 45.32. That's actually the zone where I think we could call it a day, because between it we get a clean completion point for minute 5, and then an additional one up higher for minor 5, and then this is intermediate 5. Good run that intermediate 5 has had, I'll tell you. Getting up to 4,500, not a problem. So any throw over is acceptable to that count, obviously, but it fits cleaner in the other 2. That's on the minute level and on the minor level. So that's why I'm going to favor right here. And how quickly that manages to get there, that's up to the market. That's not up to us. So all we get to do is sit by and watch and trade. So again, the trading, I don't know if it gets easier, because what you really have to do when it's starting getting up to these uncharted waters is to really block that out of your mind, and it's just a number. And use your moving averages. The moving averages guided this thing up from 11 o'clock Eastern on. The 4 walked it up, just kept it alive. It had its moments, so everything always pulls back, but they were not to get long and just ride it, take one off, put one back on, because you're always going to try to carry 2. You could sit through these. They weren't that crushing. Even if you did move your stops up, you got opportunities to get back in. So there was plenty of trading, and it was a decent move, and it really went for the balance of the day, all up until the close. Where the NASDAQ was not as easy to trade today, but this one was. But that's how you have to stay focused, is not so much on the levels, obviously, because we have levels where resistance should be met, but not to get caught up in this is new time, all-time highs. et cetera, et cetera. That one you got to put aside because we're day trading. So new highs, they could push, and there'll be a lot of day traders that go like, I'll buy the new high, and they'll make money on it. So I'm just kind of giving the side mental test that I do to myself. I don't know if you guys do. So I'm sharing it. So it's just a number, and we have to be able to trade it. Moving averages will continue to guide you in both directions, because obviously there will be pullbacks, and we could start with one tomorrow. But I am expecting additional upside. I am expecting now a pretty clean break above 4,500 as this thing gets up into its finishing moments. And now I'm thinking that that likely is going to be between 4,500 and 4,532 to 35. That's where I'm going to leave it for right now. Our next update will be tomorrow, August 17th.